But where do you go to? You wake up on a morning, it's cold, it's wet, it's dark, you've got no cartilage in your knee, you've got shitty shorts, whatever it is that's the issue today.
Keep talking.
You've got these problems, right?
I need you to keep talking about what you were just saying.
It's warm on the couch. Your missus says stay in bed. It's comfy. It's cozy. You've got work later on. You had an argument last night. You're slightly hungover.
Because I know every motherfucker ain't going to do what I'm going to do. So this is how you level up. I know there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch. Refuse to study a few more hours. Refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it, that today is the tomorrow that you were worried about yesterday. And here you sit worrying about tomorrow, but making it through today. Take that in for a second, man. Be here. Be there tomorrow. Just let what's gonna happen, happen. And do your best to stay strong. You did it yesterday and the day before. Keep doing it. I'm proud of you.
I think a lot of what happiness is a management issue, and decisions that you're making right now, like you could be in a state of mind right now, but you can make some decisions to adjust that, and over the next couple hours you'll get to a much better place. When you're around happy, inspirational people that are successful, it makes you feel better and you get inspired, and if you act on that inspiration, your life will be more fulfilled. And it's not just inspirational in terms of financial success, but in terms of doing difficult things.
My dad, when he got sober, I said, "Dad, are you going to stay sober the rest of your life?" And this is where the power of one more comes in. My dad says, "I don't know. I can tell you this, I'm going to stay sober for one more day." And so when I went through that, my dad called me. I was really broke. My dad goes, "You thinking about quitting?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm close." He goes, "Just don't quit for one more day." He's so wise. And I didn't. And that not quitting for one more day and holding on would go to the next day and to the next day. But there were these glimpses in my life where it's like, you know what? I may not be the smartest or the best talker. I definitely don't have the highest IQ. I'm not the tallest dude or the strongest dude or the best looking dude or any of that. But I'm not going to get outworked. I'm going to outwork you. I'm going to do one more rep in the gym. I'm going to do one more phone call. I'm going to do one more email. I'm going to do one more text.
If you're the kind of person who feels like they need therapy, you need someone to talk to make me feel better. Do you know what you are? You're useless. Because in the harshest realities of this cold world, there are people in Syria whose entire families have been blown to fuck with a bomb from the sky, who are still getting up every day, making fucking bread and selling it on the streets so they have enough money to buy a new pair of sandals sometime next year. While you're crying about fucking nothing with your first world bullshit to some dickhead therapist who probably does coke on the weekends.
Never try to be better than someone else. Always learn from others. And never cease trying to be the best you could be. That's under your control. And if you get too engrossed and involved and concerned in regard to the things over which you have no control, it will adversely affect the things over which you have control.
I have a tattoo of Miyamoto Musashi because I read a quote when I was 16 years old, when I was doing martial arts. I read the Book of Five Rings, and that's Miyamoto Musashi on my right arm. And he wrote this book, the Book of Five Rings, which was a book on strategy. And Miyamoto Musashi was a samurai who killed 62 men in one-on-one combat. And he wrote this quote, wrote this incredible book about it, but one of the things he wrote in the book was, once you understand the way broadly, you can see it in all things. And I think that all difficult things are development. They aid you in developing your human potential. And you find a way to get out of your own way by getting good at all kinds of things.
Getting up at 1:30.
Trust me.
Roger that.
I've done that several times.
Yeah.
Several
How much sleep
times.
do you usually get?
I like getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Nowadays I can do that. But there's times where the schedule says, hey man, you're getting 3 hours. And if that's the case,
Right.
Merry Christmas.
I was at the gym yesterday, and a woman drove by me in a wheelchair at the gym. I was working out pretty hard, and she wheeled by me, heavy-set lady in a wheelchair. I'll be honest with you, I watched her wheel past me. She inspired me. Do you know what courage it takes to get in your wheelchair and say, I'm gonna go to the gym, right? I'm gonna go to the gym. She's heavy set, awkward. That inspired me far more than the jacked up dude doing 60-pound curls. I mean, that's inspiring, but you see that. A woman in a wheelchair at a gym with her 2-pound dumbbells because her legs don't work, but she went in there anyway. And you know how insecure she was about going in there. She's the only person in a wheelchair. She doesn't know what she's gonna see, how people are gonna react to her. She's not in shape. She doesn't have her full makeup on and her little, halter top like the other girls in there. And she's right in there. She was right in there working out right next to them, right? I couldn't take my eyes off her. I couldn't take my eyes off her. And I ended up telling her that she was leaving. I left what I was doing, I walked over, I said, I just want you to know something. You're inspiring me. This is wonderful. Her face just lit up because you know how sad how insecure she was about being in there. The most inspiring person is the one overcoming the fear of doing something, not the person who's excellent at it. So.
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard, and you have to do it over a sustained period of time. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, you don't really love it, you're gonna give up.
Is that when it feels scary to jump, Ian, that is exactly when you jump. Otherwise, you end up staying in the same place your whole life. And that I can't do.
The skill to hold your opinions to yourself until everyone has spoken does two things. One, it gives everybody else the feeling that they have been heard. It gives everyone else the ability to feel that they have contributed. And two, you get the benefit of hearing what everybody else has to think before you render your opinion. The skill is really to keep your opinions to yourself. If you agree with somebody, don't nod yes. If you disagree with somebody, don't nod no. Simply sit there, take it all in, and the only thing you're allowed to do is ask questions so that you can understand what they mean and why they have the opinion that they have. You must understand from where they are speaking, why they have the opinion they have, not just what they are saying. And at the end, you will get your turn. It sounds easy, it's not.
I had a conversation with a friend one day. And we was talking about family and life. And I asked him, how do you see your kid's future? And he said to me, my grandfather walked 10 miles to work every day. My father walked 5. I'm driving a Cadillac. My son is in a Mercedes. He said my grandson will be in a Ferrari. He said my great-grandson will be walking again. So I asked him, I said, well, why is that? And he said to me, tough times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create tough times. He said to me, many will not understand, but you have to raise warriors. That's what Coach instilled in me, and so many like me.
Be the person who steps forward, starts it off, makes an action, tells someone how much you care and appreciate them. You can do that. We can all do that. And we've all had it done to us, and it feels amazing. When someone comes up to you out of nowhere and goes, hey man, I just want to tell you, I really appreciate you. I know sometimes we don't talk to each other that much, but when I do, I really enjoy it.
I had never known how to pray because I could never cultivate silence. I had no absence in my life. Every unforgiving minute was full of some fucking scroll or some more like ego feed, constant, nonstop rotation of this ego thing and that ego thing and just constant fulfillment of like my own personal desires, and they took my phone from me. And just for that reason alone, I would urge anybody to go this route if you're in a situation like mine, just to get the fucking phone out of your pocket. And what that gave me was time to like really assess what had been my operating systems, what had been like the motivational force in my life, which was always me.
My old man drilled into me, don't be a sellout. If you have to sell out, don't do it. You know, don't be something you're not. I'd rather be myself as a bricklayer than someone else as a multimillionaire. You know, yeah, be yourself. You know, you can't give in. You cannot break your own values. You need to be you.
I woke up this morning, man, after about 2 hours sleep, working all night long. Tired, man. Saturday,
A lot of my friends at the beach and shit. I'm in here. Do I want to be here? Not really, man. You know, all at the beach, having a good time. Would I rather be at the beach? Sure. But what is even better than being at the beach is driving home to your beach fucking house. I'm putting in the time now, so that when I want to go to the beach, I just open my fucking front door.
You have to take a path that's dangerous, and most people want to take the safe path. And the safe path leaves you stuck in quiet desperation. Almost every time. It's hell. The way you can change is you have to put aside enough money to give yourself a window. And then you have to have a plan. And you have to spend all your waking hours outside of whatever shit job you do planning your escape. And you have to come to the realization very clearly that you fucked up and you got yourself stuck. So whatever you're doing, you have to do it like your life depends on it. Whatever time that you have to attack like you're trying to save the world. You're trying to save your life. You don't want to drown. You got to go. You got to get after it. And you got to have discipline. Most people don't have those things. Most people don't understand what it's like to really go for something. And to know that the consequences of not doing that are horrific.
Everybody's great when they're not tired. The champions is when they tired, that's when the real champions come out. That's when that real dog come out. Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch and let the big dogs eat.
If you think the price of winning is too high, wait till you get the bill from regret.
You'll have bad times, but that'll always wake you up to the good stuff you weren't paying attention to. Sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage. And I promise you, something great will come of it.
Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life.
Practice makes improvement. You can always better your best. You can always go beyond anything that you have ever done.
I have no idea what I'm going to do tomorrow.
How exciting.
The function of man is to live, not to exist.
Don't let anyone ever make you feel like you don't deserve what you want.
Though your heart is aching.
When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person that walked into it. That's what the storm is all about.
No amount of money ever bought a second of time.
I'd rather die drunk, broke at 34 and have people at a dinner table talk about me than live to be rich and sober at 90 and nobody remember who I was.
I was in a hole in Afghanistan, all my friends were dead, and I was naked dying. And now I'm sitting right here with you. So you can't tell me that the hardest part of your day is not going to reveal the best part of it. You just don't know when that's coming.
Our orders were to go upstairs in the North Tower for search and rescue. And one of the firemen from Rescue 1 looked up and he said, "We may not live through today." And we stopped and we thought about what he said. So you're right, we may not. And we stopped and we took the time to shake each other's hands and wish each other good luck. And it's great knowing you. Out of all those guys I was surrounded by, I'm the only one that's alive. They all died.
My mom reinforced, you don't start things and not finish them. You don't quit. There's nothing that comes out of quitting besides knowing that you didn't finish. We finish everything. You start it, finish it. If you're gonna do it to try and be the best. Not be better than other people, be the best for you.
You gotta keep going. What am I gonna do, quit? That's not an option. You gotta keep on keeping on. Life's a garden, dig it? You make it work for you. You never give up, man. That's my philosophy.
People's opinion of you is none of your business, nor should you make it yours. You get in a lot of trouble worrying about what somebody think about you, when really, what difference do it make? Whether they wrong or right, what difference do it make? The majority of people who have a negative viewpoint of you really don't even know you.
This is a really important one because people have this idea that somehow I'm 30 years old, I shouldn't be doing this anymore. I'm 50 years old, I should have learned by now. That's all bullshit. Throw that away. Toss that aside. Like these ideas of numbers that people have in their head that by a certain age you should stop. You are alive. And if you are alive and if you are thinking, all those numbers that you keep attaching, well, you know, when Einstein was 30, shut the fuck up. Stop doing that. That is a waste of your time. And stop saying to yourself, I should be better by now. I'm such a total non-helping thought. What you need to think of is life. You're living, you're alive right now, and if you've made a mistake and you're still continuing to learn and grow, that's all just data.
I think life is precious because you can't watch it again. I mean, you can believe in an afterlife if that makes you feel better. Doesn't mean it's true. But once you realize you're not going to be around forever, I think that's what makes life so magical. One day you'll eat your last meal, smell your last flower, hug your friend for the very last time. You might not know it's the last time, so that's why you should do everything you love with passion.
I know this gonna sound crazy. I'm not even on social media.
Oh.
That shit is depressing. Cause you once you look at what other people doing, I compare my real life to their highlight reel, and then I start making comparisons, and comparisons is the killer of all joy. So every day I wake up, I try to find my gratitude. I don't give a fuck what's going on social media.
The reason most people fail is because they give up what they want most for what they want now. The reason most people fail is because they give up what they want most for what they want now.
What's up, man? You made it back. One more day. One more 24 hours down. It's incredible. I'm proud of you for that. No, it wasn't easy. It's kind of crazy when you think about it, that today is the tomorrow that you were worried about yesterday. And here you sit, worrying about tomorrow, but making it through today. Take that in for a second, man. Be here. Be there tomorrow. Just let what's gonna happen, happen. And do your best to stay strong. You did it yesterday and the day before. Keep doing it. I'm proud of you. Make sure you come back. I'll be here, waiting for you.